Those who are ill, God, we just pray that you'll just let them rise up, Father, and just have their beds, Lord. And God, we pray for all those that are protecting our country, God. We pray mercies over them. And God, God, we just praise you and just thank you for all this rain. And Father, just thank you for your cross and just your grace. Amen.
Shelley, will you do the roll?
Zach Baker.
Here.
Harley Desert.
Here.
Joe Bird.
Ani.
Juliet Head.
Here.
Jody Fisher.
Here.
Janelle Fulbright.
Present.
Todd Barton.
Ani.
Frank Target.
Present.
Todd Gordon.
Present.
Lee Senior.
Ani.
Dick Blay.
Here.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
Denise Taylor.
Here.
David Thornton.
Ani.
Victoria Lestad.
Honey.
David Wilkinson.
Honey.
Karen Callahan.
Honey.
We do have a quorum.
Okay. You have the April 14th, 2014 minutes before you. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to be approved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Motion by Councilman Baker, and I think a second by Council Lady Fishenhop.
Madam Speaker,
Yes. Let's get these approved, and then
Okay.
we'll, are there any comments or corrections? All those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilman Lay, I believe you have the floor.
Yes, ma'am, if I can make a motion to amend the agenda for the resolution authorizing the submission of a grant application for the youth shelter, and I move for its approval.
I second it.
We have a motion by Mr. Lay to amend the agenda and a second by Councilman Fulbright, Councilman Lady Fulbright. Any comments? Questions? All those in favor can signify by saying aye. Aye. Excuse me. All those opposed? The ayes have it. We'll now have the State of the Nation by Principal Chief Bill John Baker.
Welcome to the May 12th Tribal Council meeting. OCO, my administration fully supports transparency in government. I applaud the leadership of Speaker Tina Glory Jordan and Chairman Byrd in forming a work group to find fair and balanced ways to improve the Freedom of Information Act and the Government Records Act. I know the Transparency Work Group's efforts will leave these laws stronger for the benefit of the Cherokee people. I sympathize with the frustration of many on the council, the Attorney General, and many departmental staff feel with the avalanche of requests for information we have seen in recent months. Politically motivated FOIA and GRA requests designed simply to fish for information and distract staff from serving the people make it harder to comply with legitimate requests for information. I have faith the work group, the Rules Committee, and ultimately the council will present legislation for my signature which strengthens the laws and adds more transparency and accountability. We must stay true to our principles, and I have confidence that any change will do just that. In other news this month, we broke ground on a brand new replacement casino in Roland, Oklahoma, an $80 million expansion that the business case shows that it is time. It is the oldest facility in our fleet, and it's long overdue. The Friedman case was heard in Washington, D.C. The tribe needs closure, and we expect a decision at any time. The UKB case was postponed until July 25th, so it'll be heard in July. Our treasurer, Lacey Horn, was named the Executive of the Year by the Native American Finance Officers Association. The tribe, we're going green. We're replacing a portion of the bus fleet with CNG transit buses through a federal grant. We recognize May as Foster Care Month and issued a proclamation to that order. We had 27 Cherokee Nation citizens in Oklahoma earn Gates Millennium Scholarships. That's an outstanding achievement, hardworking for those senior students. 4 of the winners attend Sequoia High School, and congratulations to the high school's administration. The names of the students are Colby Looper, Jordan Wagnon, Grant Nugent, and Colin Van. We also have some very talented art students from Sequoia. They worked on an art poster contest for the Foster Care Awareness Month, and its theme, Their Tribe, Their Home, Our Future. It's really great work, and I want to quickly recognize them and their teacher, Becky Adair. Becky, stand up. No? Okay. The students are Bailey Heron. They make it? Lisanne Tiger Blair and Sharon Stanley. And finally, it is my honor and privilege to recognize and congratulate Miss Northeastern State University, Letitia Accity. She's a role model for others, dedicated student ambassador, and a proud Cherokee citizen, and hopefully the next Miss Oklahoma. If you'll please come forward. Speaker, would you come forward? And Councilman Joe Byrd.
Should Councilman Walking Stick also be included?
Couple of gifts for you. One's with NSU green, but we're going to let the speaker present you with that. And then Councilor Byrd has something to hang in your phone.
Very good. 1, 2, 3. Amanda, you got backup?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on here, Deputy, would you read this word? Sure. Read this. Right there. First, and then we'll have her.
Latasha was born and raised in Tahlequah. She is a proud citizen of the Cherokee Nation. She's 24 years old and is the daughter of Stanley and Marla Jones. She is the first in her family to attend college and will graduate in 2015 with a degree in public relations. Latasha participated in the 2013 Trail of Tears bike ride. She will compete in the Miss Oklahoma pageant during the first week of June. Her platform is helping disadvantaged youth. As part of her platform, she visits public schools to help build up their confidence by sharing with them her testimony and how she has made it through the struggles in her own life and is successful. Her talent during the Miss Oklahoma competition is martial arts. She is part of the Rowdy's Readers program at NSU. The program's focus is to help eliminate the stress of our state's third graders experience during state testing. Latasha is a great role model for our youth, and we wanted to commend her for her leadership. Councilor Byrd and Speaker Glory Jordan may want to help. I didn't need to read that.
I'm sorry.
He's supposed to black that out.
So, take the mic.
You guys.
Those are always the best part of any speech. I am just excited to be in front of some of my fellow tribal members. I'm honored to have the opportunity to represent not only myself and my family and my community, but also the Cherokee Nation at Miss Oklahoma. I never would have guessed that I would have been standing here before all of you last year, before when I was standing here about to leave for the Trail of Tears bike ride. But I can tell you that the bike ride was a significant aspect of why I'm here, because part of that bike ride taught me how to push past things that are scary. One of the things that we learned on the bike ride was how strong the Cherokee people are. And although this will be the first and the last time that I represent the Cherokee Nation at Miss Oklahoma, it's not going to be the last time that I do it as a citizen. So for that, I want to thank each and every one of you, and I hope that anytime that you have a chance to pay it forward or plant a seed of inspiration and hope into anyone, that you do so, because people have done that for me, and I know that I will do that for other people because of the ones that stood up for me. So thank you so much.
Is that great or what? All right, I regress. The Sharon Stanley, come up forward. Sharon is third place winner in the Cherokee Nation Indian Child Welfare Family Recruitment Art Contest. And also Leeson Tiger Blair. Okay, good.
Deputy, you're all right.
Of course, his camera didn't work. And we come to the part that we recognize citizens that were with us last month that are not with us this month. Anthony Allen of Tahlequah, Samuel Kaysen of Tulsa, LaDonna Copeland of Muldrow, Charles Gant of Salisaw, Modine Glisson of Salisaw, David Greathouse of Westville, William Hurt of Locust Grove, Jesse Jumper of Grove, Mary Kelly of Muldrow, Shirley Lane of Pryor, Aaron McClanahan of Tahlequah, Orlando Simmons of Westville, Maisie Stafford of Claremore, Franklin Teehee of Salisaw, Anna Webb of Siloam Springs, Nathan Welsh of Salisaw, Harry Whaler of Tahlequah, Larry White of Tulsa, Rebecca Walford of Salisaw, Estelle Cooper of Tahlequah, and Maida Ketcher of Stillwell. Are there others?
Yes. Alice Goss of Oakland, California, and I'm sure Counselor Baker will join in recognizing Sarah Kirk, also of Phoenix, Arizona.
Gary Domray of Sperry, and he was the one that was tragically hit on his bicycle in Tulsa on Thursday night. So please keep that family in your prayers.
Absolutely. Chief?
William Dick of Nycut.
Johnny George McClure of Chelsea.
Dave?
Had Manuel Smith of Vian, which was a son of Stokes Smith, which was a son of Redbird, and he's going to be missed very much. Thank you.
Charles Beaver of Stillwell.
Yeah, Mike. Okay. If we can have a moment of silence, please. Wadeau, and with one more housekeeping, there's some gal by the name of Shelley Britton who has a son that's a Gates Scholar as well from Tahlequah High School. Would not have missed that for anything. With that, that concludes the State of the Nation. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless the Cherokee Nation.
Thank you, Chief. Moving right along, we have the Cherokee Warrior Veteran Awards by the Deputy Chief S. Joe Crediton.
Thank you. It's my honor tonight to present the Cherokee Warrior Award to 3 veterans in our audience for their service to this great country. And if I could get the at-large council members, Mr. Baker and Julia, would you all come down, please? And Dr. Rick, you want to help with this presentation? Our first veteran tonight is a gentleman named Richard J. Birdtail. Richard, would you come and join us, please? Mr. Birdtail was born in 1941 at the Old Hastings Hospital in Tahlequah. His parents were William Birdtail and Flora Washington. He joined the U.S. Army in 1962 and was sent to Fort Carlson, Colorado for basic training. He was then sent to Korea where he served as a guard. He especially remembers July 19 because he was stomp dancing all night long, which reminded him of Stokes Dance Ground back in Oklahoma. During his Army days, he became a boxer and played in a band on weekends, a hobby he continued well past his military time. After returning from overseas, he trained to become a marksman, which allowed him to obtain a team marksmanship badge. In his career, he built highways, streets, curbs, and walls, as well as interstates in Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and Missouri. Upon his retirement in 2009, he became a shade tree mechanic. He was married to Mary Panther Birdtail, and they live in New Orleans. Hey, there, go Mary. For the past 15 years, Richard has been a volunteer for the Absentee Shawnee Tribe Elders Council, having won the Volunteer of the Year Award twice. He also is a member of the AST Veterans Association for 8 years. They post the colors at tribal functions. Richard, on behalf of the Cherokee Nation, I want to thank you, sir, for your service to this country.
Well, I just love this man. Hey, I'm glad he's here. He's died like 3 times, and by George, I'm glad he's here tonight. Pints of blood, yeah. He's, yeah. He was gone. He was gone.
That's right.
Thank you, Richard. If I could get the council ladies from Adair County, Jody and Frankie, to come down and help with this one, please. Our next veteran is a neighbor of mine. I've known him a long time. He used to be my pastor, and he's a fine gentleman, and his name is John Blackwood. John, would you come down and join us, please? Mr. John Blackwood was born in 1932 in a log cabin in Adair County near Stillwell, Oklahoma. He attended Mulberry Indian Day School for 8 years, Sequoia High School for 2 years, and completed his high school education while in the service. In 1949, he enlisted in the U.S. Army. He served in the Korean War with the U.S. Army's 24th Division. He was wounded in 1951 and was sent to a hospital in Japan to recover. Upon his return, he served with the 45th Infantry Division until he was discharged in 1952. He served in the U.S. Army from 1949 to 1952, the United States Air Force from 1956 to 64, and 11 years in the Oklahoma National Guard. His awards include Korean Service Medal, Purple Heart Medal with 2 campaign stars, Good Conduct Medal, Combat Infantry Badge, United Nations Ribbon, and Presidential Unit Citation. He retired in 1980 with the rank of sergeant with a total of 24 years service. And John, on behalf of the Cherokee Nation and the United States, thank you for your service to this country, sir.
Curtis is up here because he actually served with John.
Yeah. Wow. The family want to come down and get the picture, Sonny?
Come on, girl. They make pretty good bodyguards.
Scare people.
John, would you like to say something?
I'm just trying to be here. I had a lot of good memories and bad memories of the military, but yet overall, I was glad I done that much. And I've been a minister almost 50 years, so I have many years of service as a minister as well as in the military. And I made it 2 years old, so I felt God had given me good health long enough to do all these things.
Now, you got a grandson getting ready to retire?
Yeah.
And where's he been?
Iraq 6 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
and soldier for Christ.
Okay.
Going your curve.
No, not too bad. I need Harley, come down, please, and Kurt. Huh? Okay. Our next veteran is Benny Lawrence Summerfield. Benny, come down, sir. Mr. Summerfield was born in 1946 in a two-room log house located in what was at one time called Summerfield Hollow in Delaware County. He is the son of Drake Summerfield, a World War II veteran of Southeast Asia, and Claudine Baker Summerfield. He graduated from Jay High School and was drafted into the U.S. Army after 1 year of college. After basic training, he headed to Vietnam, where he completed his overseas tour from September of '66 to September of '67. Upon arriving at Tan Son Nhut Air Base near Saigon, he was assigned to the 25th Infantry Division and the 196th Light Infantry Brigade. Benny's unit spent much of their time in rice paddies, the jungle, monsoon rains, and periodically in Cambodia. He returned to Oklahoma and completed his service at Fort Sill. Benny returned to college in 1977. He received a bachelor's degree in technical education from Oklahoma State University. After graduation, he moved with wife Judy and children Valerie and Larry to Arizona, where he worked many years as an engineer. Unfortunately, Benny began to experience service-connected disabilities and retired back to his family farm in 2005, where he was able to care for his mother. Today, Benny spends most of his time committed to his faith and enjoying his grandchildren. And Benny, thank you, sir, on behalf of the Cherokee Nation for your service to this country.
His family would come down, please. There was more people out there.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 more, I think.
Benny, would you like to say anything?
Sure, I'd like to thank God for watching over my life and service to overseas. And I thank God for being with me now. Wasn't for him, I may not be here.
And Madam Speaker, I have one more thing. I was handed this. A young man named Foster Hackworth, citizen of Cherokee Nation, graduate of 2013 Sequoia High School, ranked 12th in his class, Just graduated from the Air Force Basic Training at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas. He's the son of Cherokee Nation employee Melinda Cookson and the grandson of Diane Barker Harold. And I think we ought to give him a hand. And thank you, ma'am. That's all I have.
Next is our unfinished business. We have none pending, so we'll go right into committee reports. The first report is from the Housing Authority. The Director, Gary Cooper, will report to us.
Deputy Speaker, members of the council, good evening. I want to first say that I hope all you mothers had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday. It seems like just a few hours ago that we met in committee, so I'll try to keep my report very brief this evening. I do want to let you know that this month's regular Housing Authority Board meeting is scheduled for tomorrow evening at 5:30 at our offices here in Tahlequah. A few weeks ago, as you know, I serve on a negotiated rulemaking committee for the Indian Housing Block Grant Formula. We had our third session. Secretary Enriquez is leaving at the end of next month, so the committee requested to try to have one more session with her before she departs, so we don't lose any momentum that we've built up over these few sessions that we've had. So we are having another session next month. We'll also have a follow-up session in July and then one in August. So we're going to have 3 more sessions before the end of the fiscal year, which is good, and we're hoping that we can get something knocked out before the end of the fiscal year, at least be significantly along on that. Before closing tonight, I think it's fitting to mention that this month, the Housing Authority marks its 48th year of providing services to our families. The Housing Authority was started in 1966, in May of 1966. So this year would mark, or this month would mark 48 years of the Housing Authority providing services. Today, we continue that proud tradition as we provide assistance to more than 6,000 families on a monthly basis. That's families in our apartments that we provide rental assistance to, that we provide emergency housing assistance to, and other programs that we offer at the Housing Authority. That does not include any of the programs that Housing Rehab or Mortgage Assistance offer through the nation out here through the Commerce and Community Services Department. That includes my report for this evening. As always, I stand ready to answer any questions that you may have.
We have any questions for Mr. Cooper? All right, thank you for that great report.
Thank you.
Next, we have Cherokee Nation Businesses, our CEO, Mr. Sean Slayton.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Reporting on February's results financially. It was a great month despite losing the first 2 or 3 days to the snowstorm. We also added $285,000 to the nation's coffers in the way of tax collections. We have several projects underway. We have the 4 clinics are out of the ground and in various stages. I believe that's going along just fine. Very little, if any, hiccups on that. We've had a few missteps on it, but we've recovered from those and continue moving forward. The hospital's in the final stages of its design, and I believe it will be something that everybody's proud of once you see the completed design for that. As Chief said, we were happy to announce a new casino in Roland. I'll be giving a little bit more information about that in just a few minutes. But the big thing was last month that we'd like to announce is that Chuck Garrett was promoted to Executive Vice President of C&B. Chuck's been with us about 6 months, and he's a Cherokee Nation citizen, and he'll work with me to set vision, strategy, and direction for all of our company's businesses. He's been a great asset since he joined us, and appreciate his attitude and his hard work. You can assign him a task, and he takes that and runs with it, and is great to work with. He's helped us in several different areas. He's currently over our business development department, and he'll be taking on some additional responsibilities in the very near future. He brings a wealth of knowledge to the table. His background is in legal and banking and real estate industries. He's served in senior management, and he worked for quite a while on Wall Street. So he brings a great wealth of knowledge and experience to the table that we can draw on. And I believe, Chuck, are you here tonight? He may not be. He was here this afternoon, and hope y'all didn't scare him off already, but I was going to introduce him if he happened to stay around. But we'll do that soon. We gathered at the end of last month to celebrate the great groundbreaking of the new Cherokee Casino and Hotel in Roland. I want to tell you just a little about that. It's a $80 million development that will bring a lot more entertainment options, amenities, and hotel accommodations to Roland. That's been a great casino for us. The workers and employees there have, over the years, been great to work with and just done a fantastic job with what they had to offer down there. And we look forward to giving them something new, something exciting, and part of the strategy will be to entice people off of I-40. So with that, it'll be a new 170,000 square foot facility, 850 electronic games, table games, and a private high-limit poker room. Guests can choose from 2 dining options, a grab-and-go cafe and Las Vegas-style buffet. That is something that both David and Janelle told us we had to have down there. It's a good buffet. And the best part is our ability to create more jobs in the community. We think it'll add at least 100 new jobs. I believe they're going to be breaking ground this week or next week, and the casino's scheduled to open in May and late July on the hotel. Cherokee Nation Technology Solutions recently began work for the National Park Service in South Florida at the Natural Resources Center. They're providing physical resources monitoring network for freshwater, marsh, and marine environments at the Everglades National Park. It's a 4-year contract and provides continuous monitoring of air and water samples at nearly 100 sites across the park. The data collected is used to better understand the hydraulic and atmospheric conditions in Central Florida, which is a vital resource to help them plan and make decisions about the park. We're honored to support the Park Service. Our healthcare services have been awarded a 4-year, $1.3 million contract to provide teleradiology services for Evans Army Community Hospital in Fort Carson, Colorado. What this does is improve patient care by allowing radiologists to treat patients without the need of being at the same location. They provide after-hours radiology consultations 7 days a week and 24 hours a day on weekends and holidays. They interpret films, CT scans, ultrasounds, MRIs, and nuclear medical studies. The diagnoses are provided with 1 hour, and final reports are transmitted to physicians within 24 hours. Evans Army Community Hospital is a part of Fort Carson U.S. Army Medical Department activity center and is a premier system for providing health care to 72,000 soldiers. We're very proud of that particular contract. Also proud of our employees at all across our businesses. They provided more than 1,800 pints of blood for the blood system, which helped over 5,000 patients. Our Cherokee employment percentage is 74%, with other Native at 6.9, for a total of 80.9 Native. That's my report, and I'll be glad to try to answer any questions.
Any questions? Well, I have a comment. We were so thrilled and happy to have everybody down at Roland. We waited for that day for a long, long time. And yes, we're very interested in that high-end buffet.
Well, it's really going to be a beautiful facility, and our employees have been very patient with us over the years.
Well, they've faced a lot of adverse things in the past with remodeling now and then, and hot and cold and snow and this and that, and we do have a great group of employees down there.
We certainly do.
Consistently through all the years have been a great moneymaker for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Old business, we have none pending. New business and Education and Culture Committee, I think Councilor David Walkenstick has got a resolution for us.
Thank you, Council Lady Fulbright. This is a resolution for Cherokee Nation Education Department to provide an equal per cap funding to all eligible JOM students at all public schools within the 14-county jurisdiction of the Cherokee Nation. Commencing the FY15 school year, the schools are mostly Lowry and Shady Grove, and I'd like to put that into a form of a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, your resolution is passed.
Thank you.
Next, out of the Resources Committee, we have a resolution by Councilor Frankie Hargis.
So resolution authorizing a grant of easement for right-of-way across Cherokee Nation Tribal Trust land to Jeremy and Jamie Crowley, and I move for its adoption.
I'll second. Yes.
In committee, we talked about adding the word that if it was sold, it would terminate at that point. I would like to suggest a friendly amendment that we change the word from sold to transfer, which could mean a foreclosure, a sale, a voluntary conveyance. I thought we needed to broaden that word a little bit, transferred.
Didn't we also add something about the price was going to be based on the higher of the appraisal or the income they were going to get from it?
I think Shelley got all of our wording in there. Is that correct, Shelley? Third whereas? Did you include that in there? It will be, it said Cherokee Nation will base compensation off of a fair market appraisal for the existing access road because that's going to be provided by the government, what the federal government appraises it at, I believe is the wording that we had.
That existing road?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking they didn't put something about their income they were going to make off of it. Was that not correct?
Shelley, you went back and listened to that, didn't you? And that was the,
Right, Harley saying the same thing.
okay.
Right, Madam Chair, that we did discuss that the Cherokee Nation would have the first right to buy the property if it was to come to sale.
But didn't we say something about we was going to take the higher the amount of the appraisal or their income off of it?
There was some more language to that effect, but I don't remember exactly.
So, do you need to change your friendly?
Harley, what kind of wording did you did you have on that?
What I remember in committee is we had decided to, if it was sold, the Cherokee Nation would have the first right.
First right of refusal?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe we had that into the motion when we did the resolution out of committee. And then the other one was about the right-of-way, the federal government would actually pay the compensation for the right-of-way going into it. And I think those are the two things that I remember coming out of committee.
I would make that part of my friendly, if you all would accept that. I don't know who made the motion and second. And to change the word sold to transferred.
Okay, the friendly has been accepted by the second, and we have any discussion on this? If not, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the resolution passed. Next is Executive and Finance Committee, and I think Council Lady Taylor has those.
Yes, I need to ask to substitute Mod 8B, which was passed out to us earlier. It is an act amending Legislative Act 2113, authorizing the comprehensive operating budget for fiscal year 2014, Mod 8B, declaring an emergency. The purpose of this amendment is to authorize and approve the use of funds subject to the availability of such funds in accordance with Section 4, changing the amounts of certain cost centers approved in the Comprehensive Budget Act for fiscal year 2014 or subsequent amendment. The cumulative total of the budget is increased by $9,870,983 for a total budget authority of $606,746,534. And I ask for its approval. I second.
We have a motion and a second.
Madam
Council Lady
Chair.
White.
Thank you. Just a point of information. So we have one in the book, and that was passed out from committee. And then this, what you're asking to pass is the amended one that got passed out
This afternoon.
this afternoon. Okay, thank you.
It's 8B rather than 8A.
And what was that change again from committee?
Jody, can you? Where's that? Health equipment.
If you'll notice in the memo and the one that was passed out this afternoon, it's item 8. It's for health equipment replacement. It's increasing the expenditure authorization by $2,951,284 from prior year carryover.
Okay, and what was it before?
It was originally $2 million, and it's increasing it to $4,951,000.
Okay.
And after that use of the carryover, there'll still be $5 million left in the health carryover fund.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Jody.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Do we have any other questions or comments before we vote? Okay, all those in favor of this, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the legislation passes. Council Lady Taylor, we have another one.
Okay, the second one is capital modification 5. It again has substituted for 5A. An act amending Legislative Act 2213 authorizing the comprehensive capital budget for fiscal year 2014, Mod 5A, and declaring an emergency. The purpose of this amendment is to authorize and approve the use of funds subject to the availability of such funds in accordance with Section 4, changing the amounts of certain cost centers approved in the Comprehensive Capital Budget Act for fiscal year 2014 or subsequent amendment. The cumulative total of the budget capital is increased by $3,300,000 for a total capital budget authority of $102,886,982. And I move for its approval.
I second it.
Anyone want to comment? Yes.
And again, what are the changes? Because we got these passed out this afternoon sometime. So what, could you highlight the changes from what was passed at committee?
Yes, there was 2 budgets in the original. It was transferring $3,500,000 from the Tribal Council House budget to the health facilities equipment. And the revision is reducing that transfer of $3.5 million down to $3.3 million. And that'll leave $200,000 in the Tribal Council House budget.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And thank you, Jody, our CPA. Thank you. I said, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, we're ready to vote on this. Everyone that's in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this legislation passes. And we're going right on down to announcements.
Wait, we have one amendment.
Well, I forgot, we've got an amendment. Councilman right ahead. Sorry. Councilman Lake, go right ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is a resolution authorizing the submission of a grant application for youth shelter services to the Basic Center Runaway and Homeless Youth Program, Family and Youth Services Bureau, and I move for its approval.
We have a second? Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All that's in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And now we move down into announcements. Yes, Council Lady.
I just want to take a moment and congratulate Government Relations employee and District 7 resident Kanan Duncan and his wife Keely on the birth of their first child, Kanie Lou, which is born this morning.
That's wonderful news. Anyone else? Councilor Smith?
Yes, we'll have a community meeting the 17th Saturday, 3 o'clock at the Salina Clinic. It'll start at 5 o'clock until about 8. We're serving roast pork or hog fry, whatever you want to state it. But everybody come down and enjoy us. Thank you.
I have an announcement. Oh, go ahead, Councilor Buzzard.
I want to introduce Benny Summerfield's family. His wife Judy, and his cousin next to her is Michelle Kegg, and I didn't get the guy's name there. It's their grandson. Anyway, I just want to tell Judy that we all support you. Well, Benny was away in service. They're my neighbors. They're my cousins, so I know a lot about the family, and they have sacrificed a lot for Benny when he was overseas. So congratulations, Benny. Thank you.
My announcement is that at Bellefonte School on Thursday, the 15th, we are having an end-of-school picnic. It's a hog fry at 11 a.m., and everyone is invited to come out and join the fun, and Sequoia High School is going to be there to teach the students how to play stickball. Any other announcements?
We want to thank everyone for providing the goodies tonight and remind everyone that this is Foster Care Awareness Month, and I know they can use more foster care placements. Thank you all.
Yes, this is really neat for each of the council districts and the counselors. They put on here how many foster children are in our district and how many foster homes there are. And on mine, there were 31 foster kids in my district and only 2 foster homes, so we're in great need of more foster homes. Anything else? Not or adjournment. All in favor of adjourn, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.